Hey guys, welcome back to some more Sonic Heroes. As we load into whatever's next, oh, here we go, we're at a casino.
I was gonna say, good lord, that took it a couple seconds. Are you okay, PS2? Are you crying on the inside?
Yes, it is, because it has to play this game.
I can't believe he did that.
Just play the GameCube version, please. I can't take this.
Hey, hey,
Really? What?
hey, Amy, why are you taking Cream? She's underage.
How'd they get her in here? Did they just use a fake ID?
You all ready?
In fact, Amy, how are you in here? You're also underage, technically.
Yeah, Amy, aren't you 12? Yeah, get out here. I don't know how big Big is.
Big's always a mystery. We don't know. No one knows what Big does.
Big just is like, oh, I'm here.
Well, Big's one of those adults that takes those kids to R-rated movies just cause.
No, better yet, because it's the same voice actor as Duke Nukem. So, let's all go to the strip club. That's what my fellow friend Duke does. And look where he is now.
He kicks ass and chews bubblegum. He's out of bubblegum.
He's also out of unemployment pay. He's been out of work for a couple years.
Ever since Duke Nukem Forever.
I mean, do you blame people for not playing that game?
I kind of unironically want to play that game.
I own it. I do need to play it at some point because I want to see just how weird it got. Because it's not great, but it's not a terrible shooter either. It's just, from what I've heard, is mediocre.
Here we go.
Got it. Hey, Pig, get over here.
Yeah, like Big, we're over here. No more pinball.
Remember, Lester doesn't like pinball, so get over here.
Oh, do you want to play pinball with this team on PS2?
Everybody look out.
I don't think so.
Okie dokie.
Man, these goal rings go by really fast.
Yeah, these levels are very short as Team Rose. This is why, out of all the teams, I think, from what I've seen, general consensus, this is the most popular one for speedrunning, because you can beat this game in under an hour as this team.
We're like awesome.
A for awesome.
Yeah, of all the teams, it is the easiest to get A ranks with this one, because of that time bonus. As long as you go quick, you can probably get the A rank by just time bonus alone.
PS2 here, thinking again. Bingo Highway.
This is actually one of those times where I did wish I had like the original fat model PS2 and did like a hard drive mod, because maybe this game would actually load at decent speed compared to the disc.
You hear Big explaining the freaking controls. It's kind of weird when you think about it, because I'm like, Big, how the hell do you know?
Yeah, really. Press the triangle button. I don't know what that is, but just press it.
It's like, I don't trust you with instructions. You know who I trust more than the instructions from Big the Cat? Jar Jar Binks.
And that's saying something.
No, it could be worse. Be like Metal Gear, just hit the action button. What's the action button?
What's the action button? I don't know.
Oh no, my favorite is whenever a game gets like a HD port or something, but they don't bother to go back to re-record the lines. One of the best examples I can think of is like the original Conquer on N64. If you play that on the Xbox One, he's like, oh yes, just press the Z button. And then it shows like the weird hamburger button or something like that on the controller. It's like, oh yes, Z. Or C. Or whatever the hell this thing is. Is it not that button?
You know what that kind of reminds me of? The fact that when they put the Snake Codex back in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but it's just the Brawl Codex. So there's that one line whenever Snake is talking to Sonic where he says, yeah, but everybody wanted him here in Brawl. It's like, Snake, this isn't Brawl. This is Ultimate.
Yeah. Oh, it would have been weirder if they put a controller button prompt in there. It's like, well, that aged poorly. Like, press the one button, like, wait a minute. That's not on the Switch.
Actually, no, it wouldn't if they used GameCube controllers.
Well, if they used the GameCube thing, but if they went, like, a Wii button thing, oh, man, that would have been bad.
I wonder if they'll ever mod the Switch to be able to play Wii emotes on the console.
I mean, you can technically use Wii remotes on the system if you have the right adapter, but it doesn't really matter because it's mapping it like a Pro controller, so you're not going to get the same kind of range of movement with the gyro.
Because didn't they just recently, not recently, but like a while ago, didn't they just put support for different types of controllers besides just the Pro controller?
Well, not really. Like, years ago, they allowed the Switch to use wired with Pro controllers, which that just basically made all the adapters possible. But even then, they were still doing that without having that update.
I think you can use GameCube controllers for everything now, not just Smash.
I mean, you can, but why would you? Because half the buttons don't exist.
Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah, it's the end of the level. Just bounce up.
You just touched that switch and it just bounced you up.
What they do.
That wasn't a switch. That was one of the switches that you pull out of the wall, wasn't it?
No, that was a bumper.
Oh, okay. I thought that was.
Are you seeing things?
I'm seeing he's going so fast. I don't know what's on the screen, and it's running in 30 frames per second. So I don't know what the hell happened.
Big, slow down. But I can't.
I gotta go fast, man.
Don't tell him that. He'll do that in an adventure.
That's what we want.
At least you're not fishing.
Yeah, imagine that one. Oh, no thanks.
Oh, here's the boss that has that weird. Oh, I see spinning heads and spinning bodies again.
I'm just used to this now.
What the heck?
Now, you gotta give me props for this one, because again, this game runs in 30 frames, but I swear it's still coded to play in 60. So half your button dropping on a frame-perfect trick like that, I swear that's harder to do in this version than any other. I'm surprised I got it, even though it's just a visual glitch, doesn't matter.
It's still worth it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is the boss that the lines are very poorly written. Because they didn't even bother to change it between the other stories.
Oh, yeah.
Because Eggman literally at the end he says, "This was don't think you've won, boys. It's an easy one." I'm like, Eggman,
There's two girls.
there's only one boy on this team, and that's big.
Well, I mean, he does have glasses on. They're probably a little smudged.
You're not fighting Sonic and his friends. You're fighting Sonic Stalker.
Well, the weirdest part about that line in particular is that in the very beginning of this fight, Eggman does say something that's specific to Team Rose, like just put you to bed or something. So he's acknowledging the difference, and then they come out with a line like that. Like, okay, well, I think they forgot about the end quote, the change, because that one's kind of important.
Yeah, well, that's just lazy game design. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, there we go, that line.
At least he pointed the big when he said that.
But boys is plural.
You know what? No, I know why he says that line now. Big is so big, he thinks that he's two people in one.
Boys is plural, and there's only one boy.
Oh, wait, no. Cheese. Cheese the boy. There you go.
Oh, yeah, I guess Cheese is a man.
That's why he wears a bow tie.
Why are there so many of them?
Chao, man. That sounds like a superhero meeting. I want a superhero Chao. Now, Marley, if you ever watching this video, next project to draw, a Chao man, superhero Chao with a cape.
They should have just gave us that option, the Chao Gurn, because now I want that. I want to raise the Super Chao.
I want a superhero Chao. I mean, Cheese is kind of a superhero Chao.
I smell froggy.
This right here is weird. They do the same thing in Adventure, but I just always found it weird that Big knows where Froggy is by just his scent. And just every time they do it in the game, it always just sounds creepy. He just sniffs around like, ooh, Froggy.
It's like me telling him it's almost as creepy as like saying like, oh, I know where Lester's at. I can smell him.
My God, take a shower, Froggy.
Freaking take a shower, Froggy. Jeez, he hasn't bathed in 3 weeks. I mean, he is a frog. His skin is kind of slimy.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help that one. Soak them in water. They still come out slimy. Also, listen to that nice sound effect of the rail. Don't hear it? Well, that's because it's not there. Thanks, PS2. Like, there's just some sound effects that are just flat out omitted. So sections like this are very empty. You can barely hear the train.
What is Big doing? What the heck? He looks like he I know this is gonna sound really nasty. It sounded like he poo-pooed his pants and he's holding it back behind him. Like he got in trouble, he got caught for it.
Well, out of all the characters, he has the most awkward grinding animation because he's just grinding on his butt, which is probably uncomfortable beyond belief.
Up the butt. The rail going right up the butt. And imagine all that friction.
No, you know what it is? He just got a really bad itch.
He's got a real bad itch and he's gonna grind it.
Yeah, so he's using the rail because, you know, animals will just rub their butts on the ground when they got a scratch, so Big's just doing the same thing but with the rail.
Oh, I'm so sorry for bringing this into this gutter segment. Ugh.
I was the one who said he had an itch, so blame me.
Well, I started with the fact that Big looked like he shit his pants when he's riding the grail.
Look out!
All the rail's gone? Well, it's a good thing it had an explosion visual because I couldn't hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Someone forgot the explosion.mp3 file. Also, nice zoom in.
Just zoom in on his belly, why don't we?
Did you see this belly?
Did you see his belt? His shiny new belt. He wants to show you.
I bought this just for this occasion.
It was a present from Froggy.
We're like awesome.
You know, it's so sad, too. After this game, Big's never playable again.
Yeah. Which actually is strange for that reason, because he's a good character in this. He's not like Sonic Adventure, where you just don't know why he's included. Big is actually fun to play as in Heroes.
Yeah. And not only that...
So what you're telling me, Lester, you take back what you said to him on your stream.
Only for Heroes, not for Adventure.
Adventure can go die.
Sure looks dangerous.
Look at all those cannons!
Man, I can barely hear the grinding sound effects.
Yeah, because it doesn't exist.
That hole to go up. Let me take the bead so I can use the tornado hammer.
What the
to
heck?
get the hole.
For a second there, I thought you missed that completely.
Yeah, no, I can make that jump, because the one nice thing about Amy is if you hold down the jump button in the air, she actually twirls her hammer to give her a little bit of a hover. She's the only character that has something like this, and it makes certain jumps a lot easier to get over to. Which is why, with all my speed I get from the power character swapping to speed, I can just kind of use that to my advantage. Make it over to that grind rail a little bit earlier here in the beginning.
Alright! Alright!
We could move right
That's also another weird section, because again, where did the sound effect go? Who keeps on forgetting to put in these MP3 files?
Oh my gosh.
You wouldn't even think sound effects would be the one thing that would be a problem, because out of all the assets, you would think, yeah, sound effects should be okay, even if you compress them. They should still fit on the disc. What happened to half of them?
PS2 happened. They didn't optimize this version very well.
Oh, it was not at all, because the worst part is, if this game was originally developed for the GameCube, like a lot of people are thinking it was, GameCube discs were only a little over a gig at the most. Meanwhile, the PS2 used DVDs that were 4 gigs. So you could fit all the assets on a disc.
Ready anytime.
So what happened?
All right.
I want to say because of the fact that they had to cut down the frame rate, maybe some sound effects just didn't activate when they should have been.
Yeah, it could be a timing thing as well. It's hard to say, because this version, again, was a weird conversion over, because a lot of stuff had to get altered just to get this game running on the PS2. And it shows.
Now, that's the thing. It's just like I understand that the PS2 was not a very powerful console compared to GameCube and Xbox, but yet we still had games that really good. Like like Metal Gear Solid 2, Silent Hill 2, Final Fantasy 10, and
I thought he was gonna say, just as a joke, say like Metal Gear Solid 2, Silent Hill 2, Final Fantasy 2.
Something weird in there.
yeah.
Jeez, you'll be
Like,
And-
when did Final Fantasy 2
hell,
get remade?
Two.
Okami looked really good on the console. Why is it that
then he'll
I
be
guess
over
it's just the competence of some people, some developers, really.
Yeah, I mean, this is still early on in Sega's life as a third party, so they were still getting the hang of working with other people's hardware. Because at this time, Sega really only worked with Nintendo stuff, with the GBA and the GameCube. So when they started to develop for all these other systems, it made things a little more complicated, because they had to learn a whole new architecture.
I mean, I would agree with you, but then Shenmue 2 was on the Xbox.
But that one also, the reason why that's probably a little more smooth is because they were already working out a deal with Microsoft for Dreamcast 2 stuff. So they kind of already had a feel for some of the Microsoft stuff, even though, again, transporting code that they use for like GameCube over can still be a little complicated. But the PS2 at this point, Sony just never touched. So it was a learning experience. And yeah, I think they learned a lot. Don't do this again.
Don't do this ever again. Now, Shadow the Hedgehog was on PS2, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was also PS2. I think it's still an inferior version compared to like the GameCube, but I don't think it's nearly as bad of a conversion like this was. Because I believe Sega at that point learned a lot more and were able to actually make a competent port.
Fake Eggman. This is the third time we've seen this.
It's just a stupid copy.
Froggy, where are you? Let's go home.
Cheese, what's wrong? Oh, no. Yes. A chow nap.
I like how it actually had subtitles for that.
Sure.
Cheese, what's wrong? I didn't hunger any more bosses
We're
today.
not gonna let
Okay, let's not subtitle this.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Okie dokie.
Also, I want to point out something very important there. In every other character we've seen so far, after that fight, this mysterious robot comes out and it's like, oh, data analyzed, successfully copied. Notice how it didn't scan for data with Team Rose.
Yeah, because he's like, nah, not today.
What do I do with this? Purple cat data. What do I do? I don't understand. I'm gonna wait. Get this one more time in the oven.
What is this Froggy he speaks of?
Phishing data successfully deleted.